Okay, hello YouTube and anyone else watching. Today we're going to be talking about lighting, shadows, contrast, and a bunch of other stuff like that. So I will be using a skateboarding picture because it already has pretty good shadows, the lighting's good, it's good outside, and this was taken with a high quality camera. So this is going to work out great. So first thing that we need to do is, or what I'm going to do, Control J or Command J on Mac to make a copy of the background layer, and go to Image Adjustments, Shadows and Highlights. Okay, so we want to turn both of them all the way down. I'm going to turn the radius up on shadows to 30, about 35. So we're going to do 35, and then unclick that. Okay, so now back to shadows. Now, as you can notice, whenever I turn the highlights up, the lighter points of the picture, like the whites and the nice looking blues, they popped out more, but whenever I turn it back down to 0, it just looked like a normal picture. And for shadows, whenever you turn it up all the way, it makes the picture look really bright and not what I'm looking for. So I'm going to go to highlights and then turn it up to about 54. And now we're going to go to channels, uncheck everything, well, check red and leave everything else unchecked. Okay, so now we're going to go to image, adjustments, brightness and contrast, turn contrast up to 50, check green and check red off, go to adjustments, brightness and contrast, and then turn the contrast up to 50. You can do around 50, you don't have to be precisely on 50. So next thing, we're going to check them all back, and now you can see it has a nice, really good feeling color to it, like you increase the hue and saturation. But I don't like doing that. So next thing we want to do is Control J to make another copy of the background layer. Go to, I always forget where this is, Filter, Other, and then High Pass. And we want to make it where you can only see the outline of the picture, which in my case would be, I'll put it on 1. You don't have to go very high at all. So click OK, and then make sure this layer is on top of every layer that you work with. Change the blending mode to overlay, and now we have a really, really nice sharp looking picture. So now that we're done with that, we want to go back to and click on the layer that we just used, the top one. Click on the bottom one, the original background layer. Go to adjustments, curves. Okay, now we're going to set a preset for about right in the middle and bring it down about halfway through the square, and then go up until you're at the first line over the midway point, and then we're going to bring it up to meet the actual line. And now if we do both of that, you can see the output of it. And now we're going to go to layer 1 and change the blending mode to screen. So now you can see that the sky is really, really white, and it's almost too much. So we need to change the opacity of that down to about, okay, maybe we're not screen. What is overlay? One second while I look for this. Okay, so how about we just leave it on normal and we ignore what I just said. So, next thing we need to do is go to the top layer once again, go to image mode, adjustments, and then, what was it, gradient map. And we click on that, and for the top part we want white, bottom part we want black. But we're going to add a extra keyframe in and make it a grayish color. So we did that, and click OK. And now we lower the opacity on this Okay, now that we have that done, we're going to grab our pen tool and mark off the sky. So I'm just going to go around the skater, and we're going to feather it out, so don't worry. So you don't have to be precise about anything at all. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to go to M, click on it, or I'm sorry, we're going to stay on the pen tool. Right click, make selection, feather radius, I'll put mine on 3.5. Click on the M tool, and then go to new layer, layer 2. And I'm going to name this outline of sky. Okay, now that we have that, we're going to go to the layer via copy on the first one, of course. Via cut. That's not what I wanted. Layer via copy. So now that we did that, you can see that the sky is the only part that we have. So right there is the sky on the grayish looking part, and we're going to leave that on overlay, and opacity is going to be staying 100%. So now we're going to check all of them, and now we're going to a slight blur. So we're going to go to filter, blur, and then motion blur, and then zoom out some and bring it up. And now I'm going to put the distance about 166, so around 150ish. And now that we have that done, we have a very nice looking picture compared to what we had before. And right there was the original picture, and there's the finished one. So you can tell that the new one looks really clear, crisp, it stands out more, and you can even see the freaking clouds that you couldn't see in this one. So it's a really good tutorial on how to make your pictures look better, make the colors more vivid that many people don't know how to, and then make the sky, because it was kind of pixelated after I did all the sharpening, we made it unpixelated and it turned out great. So please remember to subscribe, comment, favorite, rate, don't give a shit, and rate it 1 star if you're a hater. Peace.